The American economy. The United States of America is by far the most influential country in the world. People in the U.S. have the freedom to speak and work, unlike in any other country in the world. It has a large landmass with abundant natural resources and no potential threats at its borders. So instead, it's free to project its power globally. But how has it achieved such remarkable success and socioeconomic power? Well, to explain it in a short video will be like attempting an impossible task, but we'll get you the gist anyway. Keep watching the video to find out more about the American economy. Economic history. The United States had a fascinating economic history from the 17th to the 20th century. In the 1600s, many colonies would operate independently to grow their economies and trade with other countries. For example, Virginia had its own currency and could easily trade with England because it had its own government system. However, they still relied on England for some things like food and supplies because they didn't have a large enough population to support themselves. As time went on and more people immigrated to America from Europe, which increased the population, there was an increase in demand for goods like clothing and food, as well as an increase in the industry, such as ironworks and textiles. This meant that many businesses started up in different cities across America. Some of these businesses became very successful, while others did not survive very long at all. During the 19th century, there was an enormous amount of immigration into America from Europe. This is when it became known as the Golden Age of America, due to its high standard of living and great opportunities for immigrants coming over from Europe, who generally came from poor areas. The 20th century saw two major economic trends: an increase in manufacturing jobs due to World War II, and an expansion of services industries that provides goods and services such as healthcare, education, retail sales, and other services. Employment and work culture. America's business culture is typically less formal and less hierarchical than other countries. This reflects the American belief in equality, and it's a trait that was formalized in early American history. In fact, one of the first laws passed by Congress following the Civil War was to end slavery. Before this time, slaves were considered property and could legally be bought and sold. By abolishing slavery, Congress established freedom for all people, regardless of race or gender. Another example of this value is that the employees often addressed one another by their first name, even if they're not friends. They have greater access to superiors and exhibit a relaxed approach to dress and communication. GDP of the country. The annual GDP of the United States in 2020 was $20.94 trillion. This means that the value of goods and services produced in the U.S. yearly is greater than this amount. The U.S. has a high GDP because it produces many goods and services that other countries want to buy, including oil, natural gas, corn and soybeans, lumber, red meat, poultry and eggs, automobiles and trucks, medicines, medical equipment and supplies, computers and electric parts. Why is the dollar so powerful? The US dollar is by far the most stable and popular mode of investment worldwide. It is also the largest reserve currency, followed by the euro. Why is this? The factors behind its success are many, but here are some of the main ones. The US dollar is a reserve currency. This means that it has value and can be used as a form of payment for trade between countries. It has been used as such since its founding in 1792 and continues to play an important role today. It's an easy way to invest in American assets like real estate or stocks. This makes it a popular choice among investors worldwide. It's easy to use or convert into other currencies when you need them. This can make it easier for people outside America to invest in American assets without changing their currency first. It's been able to maintain its value over time due to global demand for US dollars in international trade transactions and financial markets around the world. The US dollar is not as volatile as other securities, so there's less risk involved with investing it compared to investing elsewhere in the globe. The dollar makes up about 60% of the total trade funds in circulation around the world. International trade, imports and exports. The United States is a global leader in trade. It exported $28.5 billion worth of goods and services to the rest of the world in 2021, while importing $87.7 billion. Historically, the U.S. has been a net exporter of goods, meaning that it has traded more with other countries than it has imported from them. However, this has changed over recent years, as imports have outpaced exports by 2% per year on average since 2009. In 2017, The U.S.'s largest trading partners were Canada, China, Mexico, Japan, Germany, South Korea, and Taiwan. The United States is a major trading nation. It exports more than it imports, but there are certain products that are more popular with other countries than they are with the U.S. One of the most common exports is oil, which is used to make industrial and transportation goods. Oil is also used in many products we use every day, like plastic bottles, paper towels, and electronic components. The U.S. also exports many food products, including soybeans and corn. These crops are used to produce animal feed and human foodstuffs like milk and eggs. Other significant exports include machinery and equipment for manufacturing industries, vehicles, iron ore, coal, and natural gas. It attracts immigrants. Immigrants are an important part of the American economy. They contribute to increasing the size of the labor force and productivity. People see and hear about the great work and living standards in the U.S., and so naturally, they want to immigrate to the country. For many years, immigrants have been the largest source of new workers in the United States. In fact, between 1990 and 2000, immigrants made up about 1/3 of all new workers in the country. By 2010, this number had fallen slightly to just under 33%. However, even though immigrants make up less than 1/3 of all new workers in this country today, they still contribute greatly to economic output by increasing potential economic output through their larger labor force size and higher productivity levels than natives born here. As the world moves on, one thing is quite sure about the American future: Americans can shape their role in it. If the dollar rates keep on increasing by proving the predicted downfall of it wrong as the world reserve currency, it'll only result in increased American progress and influence. That's it for today. If you found our video interesting, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new interesting uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.